Hi everyone! Welcome to Agriculture in the Classroom. Today we are visiting CD's Trees, located in Logie Bay, Newfoundland and Labrador. Here you will learn how trees, shrubs, and plants are planted and grown. You will also meet the farmer and some of the people that help out in the nursery. Enjoy!
I just want to welcome you to CD's Trees. It's a local tree and shrub nursery here in Logie Bay, Newfoundland. And we started our meager beginnings in 1995 with just 100 trees at that time, just to see if we could do it, basically, and see how things would work in our location. We were kind of prompted to start this by the fact that we understood at the time there were no nurseries in Newfoundland that were currently producing trees or shrubs locally. So we wanted to give it a try and go from there. We started with 100, as I mentioned, but now we currently maintain an inventory of somewhere near 12,000 plants, and we're at about 130 different varieties of plants within that grouping. About 70% of what we grow here now is produced locally. So we have a number of different methods of propagating plants, and really we start that in somewhere in January to early February, which would be part of our seeding process. And then as we progress through the season, we'll take hardwood and softwood cuttings from a number of different shrub varieties. In September then we'll start to collect seed again. So as far as understanding when does our planting start or begin or end, I think it's pretty much ongoing. We oftentimes will collect seed from the plants that we grow around the nursery, and this just happens to be one of them. This tree is a laburnum tree, or more commonly known as a golden chain. And so it produces a flower that kind of hangs down like a chain. Once the flower is finished, then we'll see the seed pods that are produced, and the tree is ready then to collect seeds. So we'll do that every now and again and grow so many of these. So the way we harvest these seed is basically we'll strip the seed off the branch, and right now I'm just going to put some in a plastic bag so that not all of the pods are going to produce good seed, but some of them will. So we just come back from collecting a few of the seeds, so we'll open up the pods to see how we're going to do here. You can feel sometimes that the seed is in there, so what you want to end up with is just a few seeds, and we don't need to collect too many because we're only going to plant probably a couple of trays when the time comes. So right now we've got a couple of dozen. I'll just use those to show you how we're going to put them away. Okay, so we have a few seeds that we've just taken from the fridge, and they've been there for somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks. And what we want to do now is we're going to place them in a seedling tray, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. I'm going to fill the tray. Once you have the tray filled, take our seed out, and so you just follow through with your seed. Just need to lay them on top of the soil for now, and we'll get another couple in there, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it afterwards. The soil is a peat-based soil, and we don't want the peat to grow, we want the seed to grow. So we're just going to place a little bit of sand in over, and that will do to cover the seed, and also it'll help keep it moist. It works kind of like a mulch. A couple of years ago, and perhaps even a little bit earlier than that, we started using some of the local compost products that were available here from the province. We see the benefits of compost and how it helps the plants. So one of the things that we've done in the last couple of years is try to develop our own type of compost, which in this case comes from grass clippings that are basically cooked inside a greenhouse at a high heat. That compost process happens really quickly, so it allows us to use that fairly quickly in a number of different forms, a liquid, a slurry, and a solid. So we've been doing that for the last 2 years, and we can see quite a bit of difference in some of the plant quality. The plants, I guess, they don't require a lot of care. Someone told me one time before that growing plants in a nursery is probably about 20% growing and 80% moving, because we do a lot of that, perhaps. In the spring, the plants move out of the greenhouses, the ones that need to be in the greenhouses to start with, but we move them outside so that as early as we can, so that these plants can grow in the same environment basically as they would if they were in your garden. As part of our daily routine, I guess, the first thing we do is just take a walk about, and you want to look for plants that maybe have the leaves maybe rolled over from their normal position, and that indicates that perhaps they need a little more water than they have been getting. So we'll pay more attention to that plant going forward. As well, you know, after the walkthrough, if there's plants that have been tipped over, we'll pick them all up, straighten everything up, make it orderly again, and then watering usually begins. If it's not raining, we'll water outside. If it is raining, we'll water inside, and so we split up the chores that way. Then throughout the day, depends if it's early spring, we'll do some weeding and fertilizing, mulching. If it's later in the fall, we'll do some pruning, and just basically keeping the plants clean and in good shape.
So I've been working here for about 2 years now, and next fall I'll probably be going to art school, but I can definitely see why someone would want to work in horticulture. It's a great place to be. You can be outside all the time, and it's really rewarding to just see your work grow, literally. It's great.
Some of the best growing conditions probably include time when we have lots of sunshine. Sun is very important to good growth, and in our case where we have a lot of flowering plants, that's also important. As long as, you know, when the weather is warm, you have to make sure that you're able to keep up with all the watering and that plants get all the water they need throughout that time.